Hey guys, good morning. I found some things I wanted to show you that were pretty interesting to me, related to the Gettys and some things I found in a very old lineage of a probate will kept in Kansas. And what do we know about Kansas? Kansas is Dorothy. Kansas is Wizard of Oz. Oz is opportunity zones. All right. So I started looking at this, and I know this is hard to read, but I'm just going to point some things out. This is just Melzar Barnes from the city of Wichita County, Sedgwick. So what's in a name? What I've discovered, I did some really thorough research on the background of who these people are claiming to be my family, claiming to be my family. One of the people that is listed, her name is Lovella Thomas. Lovella Thomas is on one of my birth records as she's signing the signature is 100,000% my mother's signature, because my mother's a calligrapher. My mother has signed many things, and it's very easy to identify her signature. So is that actually my mother? I don't know. But I did find this record of my mother admitting to using assumed names and working for the government. So I'm going to show you that. But first, I just want to go through this really quick. So these are old probates, last will and testaments, probate county in Goddard. I knew somebody named Goddard. John, I'm not sure what this name is right here. Davidson, I guess. Harley Davidson. You just have to think of the names and how they're using the names. Oh, so some of you know the name that they gave me. I don't believe this to be my true last name, but I just wanted to show you here again. Son Oscar, I'm not sure if this is Barnes. I think it is. My daughter Nettie Newcomb. Okay, this is spelled Newcomb. Now, why is this interesting? When I was going out into the streets, early COVID, I found this. It was a Disney backpack, and inside of the Disney backpack were clothes and combs, many combs. Okay, and they were new. So I think they use these old probate documents and then construct some kind of history. Now, some people are actually in the lineage, and some people are not. All right. So, and then if you are being kept as, through kidnapping or through, I know they're doing it through orphan works, claiming that people can use the work even if they don't know who the person is. But all of these people knew who I was, and all of my work had been registered with the Copyright Office. So I just want to show you the rest of this. It's a little bit complex. I might have to do it in 2 stages, but my mother has another name. One of the names she uses is Sue Stanton. And I found this document, another document I want to show you. Hang on a second. Sue Stanton, it looks like she works with the HHS in some capacity. And she filed this document. Now this is the most important thing I'm ever going to show you. Now, I've told you I have been, prevented from work most of my life. So this is what I want to show you. It's a watch list, okay, for federal fraud. But what they do is they do like, okay, this is under, one of my mother's other names. Look how it says individual. Z1 is the offense. So any ward or child under, whether I'm in a guardianship or not, it says the program it's wanted by HHS, wanted like on your wanted dead or alive. I started thinking of all these songs, right? It says the program is prohibition restriction, PR, right? Prohibition restriction of what? I don't know. But I do know I was prevented from working my whole life, and I was also prevented from any meaningful education. Legal basis, reciprocal. I looked up the meaning of reciprocal, and look, the name is Tammy Sue Stanton, and this goes through Salem, Oregon, USA. Remarks, Tammy Neptune. Then I started thinking about Nirvana, Fish Don't Have Feelings, all of this. This is odd. Tammy Neptune. I've always thought, is there something different about, the people they go after? Some kind of Neanderthal blood or some kind of blood that regular people don't have. That golden blood, right? That's worth a lot of money. And there was something I was going to show you about this. Oh, my brain just went out. Hang on, I'm going to get the kidnapping letter. Hold on. Okay, here's a picture of me as a clown. Now, remember how they use clowns, okay? Chain of fools. We are fools because we don't know we're being held as slaves, all right? So this is, it's very important for you guys to pay attention. My sister is a ballerina. All right, now you can make up your mind about my sister if you want to. She's not my real sister. Even in the historical background checks I've done, it looks like these people had one son, not even a daughter. So I think that they either pretended she was a son or she is a son. I don't really know about that. But I tried to think, people were asking, did you ever see your sister naked? And I cannot remember if I have. I cannot remember. So I know that's a strange little interlude, but I just wanted to show you I was in this play called The Little Clown, and everyone came up to me and they're like, you have to be an actress. I don't care what you have to do. You have to be an actress. Because I loved at this stage. I loved acting. All right, here's a letter. Okay, so when you read this letter, it just shows that, this is from my mother. And it shows that the government will pay for the girls and me to fly home. And that my dad is, they're talking about rugs. And I told you rugs are people. So they're talking about rugs. And let me see if I can find the part where it says that my dad, the government will pay for the girls and me to fly home. So they're government contractors in some way. We don't know. I know when I looked up Christopher Cartwright, who is one of the people pretending to be married to me, he is an FBI agent. But when I tried to do like a, kind of a deeper search into him, I couldn't find anything out. So I know in this, they're saying they're using, like, it's got a lot of names. It's got Dick Markarian, and I remember Dick Markarian, at least hearing about Dick Markarian when I was a little girl. And there's a lot of names in here and a lot of numbers. They had prime rib, and they're celebrating their 8th anniversary. Okay, remember 8 is a number the Navy uses a lot. All right, let's see. Feed the ducks. She's feeding the ducks. My mom has always loved ducks. There is an AKA name under one of these people called Johnny Feathers. I do believe that to be my mother. Johnny Feathers. Okay. So JD, that's my father, decided to help me. JD is catch a big drake that has been very elusive. He started running after the thing and slipped down a hill. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to find the part. JD was lying with his head in my lap. I'm not sure this is the correct use of the word lying, but lying also means to lie. When the ranger pulled up and shined his little light in on us. Let's see. I served salmon log beer, and then we had ice cream and cookies. Okay, so ice cream is my sister and cookies is me. I know that sounds weird, but my sister was always like, if you were on a desert island, what would you like? Because remember, I was forced to listen to programming tapes when I was a little girl. And so I always said cookies because I preferred cookies. But cookies is also organs, and cookies can be trademarked. And my father had a trademark called Prepared Gourmet with somebody named Jerry Price of the LDS Church. And that went through USC. You guys, when I wrote down what they did to me, you will not believe what these people have gotten away with. And you really have to understand their state of mind. So she's writing this. Bob gave us a name of a nephew to look up in LA. He's in show business and lives in one of the Clark Gables old homes. Sounds interesting. So we'll probably look him up. Kay Glover has a brother in Pasadena, and Joe Kindig has a daughter in Pasadena. So I guess they were living in Pasadena at some point. Okay, here's just a quick picture. This is supposedly, the grandfather that I never met. There was always a story about him that didn't make any sense. I'm wondering if these pictures are staged. After looking at my grandmother, I'm just wondering if these are staged. This is supposedly my grandmother. And this is, one of these people is a Gish, descended from Lillian Gish, I assume. But I want to show you the part where they say they're using assumed names. Okay. Next week, the girls' last week of school, they will both have farewell picnics. Lisa's class went to the zoo. Remember, zoo is observation. It means the person is in an observation situation, an observation research study. That's what I think it means. Because all of the Twilight Zones, you have a woman in a zoo or a woman being gaslit who's actually being stalked. Because, now we know the worth of the organs, but that is not how it started, right? So we're taking Dick and Mina Markarian out to dinner. Now, you have to look at the way the words are arranged because there's, here, the only reason we didn't go, they're having a big farewell barbecue too up here. Fred's been in Chicago all day. And she's got all of these names. The group went to the Shrine Circus and the Museum of Natural History. All right. That's Dina's group went for a train ride. They left from the downtown terminal and rode to an outlying community, because where they do these torture studies are in outlying communities. Her group also went to the Shrine Circus and the Museum of Natural History. The kids really enjoyed it. Hold on. Sorry, I have more to tell you, but this is a second one from my mother to, her mother, talking about these, and they said that we went to Kentucky to show Bambi. I was never told that I was with them on this trip, which is weird. We were pretty scared this time because he was to be with 9 IGs. He was an Italian Greyhound. Okay, again, I want you guys to see this again. Watch lists. Tammy Neptune, Tammy Sue Stanton, okay? Prohibition, restriction. We are prohibited from having a normal life. And I really do think it starts with Christmas Island, where we're immigrants in some way. I don't know if they do it, they falsify it on paper, or if it's really that we're immigrants. I don't know. But then they strip you of your name through the LDS Church. Lisa Penland, which is my first name, one of my first names, it looks like, they killed off when I was 2 years old. So remember, I said I never had rights in America. So that is how I believe that they're doing it. Let's go back to the letter. 9 IGs. IGs, remember, and 5 of them males. Now, this is a very careful letter. You guys have to look at this letter and understand that it's like it's like a code, right? 9 IGs, 5 of them males. So let me go to here and show you what that means. Okay, when you type in 9 IGs, the Office of Inspector General, Congress, under the IG Act, an IG's own budget request must be separately identified within their agency's budget request when submitted to the Office of Management. So this is a Constitution project. Let's see, how many IGs are there? There's 73 office. Michael Horowitz was my friend's, like, she said she was having an affair with Michael Horowitz, and I don't know if this is the same Michael Horowitz, because there's also somebody at Universal named Michael Horowitz, so I'm not totally sure. All right, let's go here. 5 of them males. All right, so let's go up here. 9 IGs, 5. F5A U.S. Code 6, Authority of Inspector General. This is authority, I think, of the post office. Now, remember, my mom had a store called Paper Post, and I do believe that they do things through the post office that nobody knows about. So the Office of Inspectors General, as codified 5 USC IG Act, for valuable and informative, resources on the history and operation of the OIG scheme. So you can look at this if you want. You can look those things up and delve into it more. I'm just going to go and show you again. Oh, what the Reciprocal Act means. Let me also tell you this. Reciprocal gifting. So basically what they do in cultural anthropology is they give you a gift, and if you can't give anything back, you owe them money. Now, we've been told this story again and again with the watch and the hair with the little girl. I don't remember what that story is. It's like an old fable. And basically what they do is they strip the woman of the right to work, a child in America, who is I guess they're a citizen in some way under a fictitious name. Like my name is a fictitious name attached to my social. But my real name is dead. They killed that person when I was 2. So all that they do is a fiction after that, because I'm married to 5 people and you know what I mean? It's all a fiction. So in cultural anthropology, if you get a gift and don't give a gift back, you owe the person a debt. So this is how they're doing it. So the debts of them giving, I kept wondering, why were people sending me gifts? Why were people sending me books? Why were people giving me gifts or taking me to dinner or whatever when I had no money or way to earn money? Because they're trying to establish that I owe them a debt. So that when they bully me enough to go into a plastic surgery clinic, they can collect the debt under McKesson's illegal use of collection of a debt that is not rightfully yours, because you are being stripped of the right to return the gift. You can't give the gift if you have no money. You're just trying to keep a roof over your head. So when you look at the 5 basic needs of humans, they need to belong, they need to have friends, they need to be able to earn money and have dignity of a person. I didn't have basic needs. I wasn't allowed to go on vacation because I always had to work these scrambling jobs so that I could keep an apartment. I didn't get to rest, you guys. So when you go here and you go, as well as an obligation of return, a debt. So they're doing it under cultural anthropology, a reciprocal law. But when that's not good enough, they do what my dad did, which is take out hundreds of bankruptcies, taking out millions and millions of dollars of loans so the government can collect the debt that's not yours. All right, so here it is. Okay, so it says Mom Douglas, which is supposedly one of my grandmothers. But remember, the Douglas Trust is on its own. In those probate papers I just showed you, it said Douglas Road. Douglas Road. In those probate papers that I showed you, it says Douglas Road or Douglas Avenue. Okay? So Douglas, remember, Douglas is a trust held in Australia, designed to give back to communities, underprivileged communities. But they can't do it by enslaving a person that they've kidnapped. All right, so here we go. Let's go. Okay, he got 3 points. This is talking about Bambi, my dog. He got 3 points towards his 15-point championship. 3 is the number, meaning it's a government program. If you guys look, when I got these documents, that had Hillary Clinton's name on them, talking about, it came through the State Department, hidden in San Bernardino, these all said 3. Lot 3 or, 3. And then when I looked that up, it said they were owned, literally owned by the government. Towards his 15-point championship. Now, I don't know what this means, but 15, the number 14, 13, 15 are on my birth records and my fake marriage records. Okay, so I don't know what these mean. I haven't figured it out, but let's go again to this. Okay, no, that's not it. This is the one. All right. Almost every dog in the whole show will eat reward cookies. All right, now why does she have it in quotes, reward cookies? Okay, so I won something called the Collier Prize, which is actually a prize issued, and when you look up Collier, it goes through Congress. So I was issued a Collier Prize. Collier is also a breed of a dog, right? both in and out of the ring. Bambi gets so uptight that he won't even eat before we leave the house. These quotes mean something. I haven't figured that out. We had a great time last week at Lockbourne Air Force Base. Really gave me an idea of military life. We both decided that it didn't appeal to us. The social strata is too well defined. Would be hard to live next door to somebody in a different rank and not able to intermingle on a social level. Plus, they seem to do an awful lot of drinking. The officers' club is just too handy and too cheap. The major and his wife that we had cocktails with were about our age and had been married 13 and a half. Again, there's that 13. Remember, Friday the 13th. This is weird. It's just weird, you guys. I've never seen a letter with so many numbers and codes in it. I bet if you went through the whole letter and knew how to do, cryptography, you would figure out what this all means, but I don't know. They were from Texas. They had spent a large part of their duty in Japan. We bought some gorgeous towels. Let's see. JD, again, she's not referring to my father by his name. She's referring to him as JD, which I think is very odd. Gave 3 lectures on auto safety, similar to the presentations you saw to the recruits. They went very well and seemed to be well received by the men. This is his second trip to that base for the same reason. A few years ago, they had 12 to 15 deaths a year due to auto accidents. So remember, they put it through auto. They put everything that they're doing when they're holding people captive as children or pleasure vessels. Like, I was looking up, Gordon Getty, who's going by Peter Getty and John Getty. He owns pleasure vessels. So if it's something's for your pleasure, then all of these other laws don't seem to apply. Okay? Because for your pleasure can mean a whole wide range of things. Okay. Last year, they had none. The guy in charge of safety is really doing his job on that base. The girls did very well at the sitters. It was their first time away from family overnight. So it was good for them too. This is where I was tortured. So I just want to show you the state of mind of my mother. Okay. She's just talking about this like it's nothing when it's really torture. And you're going to have to, again, consider that one document I keep going back to, where it shows you're on some kind of prohibition list. All right. Tonight I start another course. I'm still taking yoga on Wednesday nights and like it. Remember, it goes through yoga. I even did a head. Now, head is capitalized for some reason. I'm sure that reason means something. With much assistance and encouragement, kind of fun. The course I start tonight is Leadership and Interpersonal Communication. JD started it last week at the University of Cincinnati. His PHS, I don't know what that means, is paying his tuition. PHS. They really want more people. There are 2 instructors, one from the communications department and the other from the drama department. You have assumed names. So no one knows who you are or what your type of work is. So everyone is sort of equal. You have assumed names. There it is, you guys. They're using false names. Again, the fee is $24. The fee is $24. $24 is on the back of Kobe Bryant's jersey, and 24 was a show that you should study for this stuff. By the way, I just watched the most fantastic show called The Queen's Gambit. I recommend it to anyone who likes chess or just likes seeing what happens to orphans if they don't have some kind of skill. So I just want to show you this, and oh, this is the kidnapping part. Okay, so this was written by Liz Leadham. I don't know who Liz Leadham is, but when you read about Mrs. Peters, that was supposedly my grandmother's name. I do have reason to believe she has another name, and I did kind of find out that name, but I don't want to say what it is right now. But it says she's the major domo to 2 sessions of kindergartners at Plainview School in Tonga. And she has laryngitis. She considers this at least a small tragedy. All right. Let me just read this along. Okay, you just read it. She made us feel like kidnappers. Okay, listen. That is not a mistake that my mother gave me this. It says she made us feel like kidnappers. I don't believe that's a mistake. I believe that I was either kidnapped or stolen, because they kept saying I was a breech baby, but I wasn't born to my parents. I was not born to them. So I was stolen from